Hello. What's up? How are you? It's Riter Radio. It's episode 242. I've got a bunch of crap written down. I don't know that I want to talk about any of it. Watching Trevor Lawrence postgame made me like him. This is like stuff left over from yesterday. I kind of try to plan out the show, and then I just turn on the mic, and then the show just happens. So it's never like technically I don't do it correctly. But that's the deal. I get to make my own rules. It's fine. I've got Romo bad, Brady good written down. Jury summons. McDonald's double cheeseburger. I don't remember what I was supposed to say about that. Braces. I wrote down braces. 05-06 Sabres reunion night Thursday. That's 2 days from now. AI photo, Brain Vault. Brain Vault is something we should definitely talk about. Brain Vault. Brain Vault starts the 27th. Tickets are on sale and they're selling. I put a link at the top of the chat here. It's tickets for Brain Vault, first live trivia event happening at the Cas on January 27th. I'm going there today. I've got a couple things going on today now that I think about it. As soon as I finish this show, I've got to clean myself up a little bit to get cleaned up. So here's the deal with the Brain Vault. In my head, I've got 3 sponsors in mind for the live show. One of which makes me look pretty. Well, 2 of them actually make me look pretty. If you click on that link at the top, you'll see. I think you'll see my stupid face. It's a better version of my face. It's an AI version of my face, and my mom made fun of me. My wife made fun of me. My son made fun of me, but I don't think it's that crazy. Especially with the 2 women. Zach, we give him a pass. He can just laugh. He's 13. He can laugh at dad looking better than he usually looks. Wife and mom, you people wear makeup. Women wear makeup. Why can't I use AI to look better? I think I can. The other thing that I want to do to look better is clean up this crap on my face. Cut my hair. My hair, look how dumb I look. Hold on. Look at this. This mess. This giant mess. It's on my head. I'm going to get that fixed. And I think I know who I'm going to get it fixed by, but I can't say yet who it is because, well, we didn't reach an agreement. But I think we'll have an agreement. At 1 o'clock today, I'm meeting with some people to clean me. Make me better. Make my face better. Make my head better. Make the whole thing better. That's what we're looking for. What is Riter Radio? What is Bill? Who is Bill? Who's Bill? Hi, Bill. How's it going, man? Good to have you, Bill Kokaza. I don't know how to pronounce a word with 3 consecutive A's in it. But hello. Yeah, this correct, Nick. This is Riter Radio. This is what we're doing. We do a show every day, every weekday, from 10 until noon. And we hang out. We have fun. We have guests on. We, in theory, we might take calls at some point. We talk about the news of the day or whatever's in my stupid head. And then we proceed with the rest of our day. This is what we do. I've got a meeting today at 1 with a place that I think can make me pretty. As well as we can do. There's only so much you can do with this. I typically, if I go in somewhere for a haircut, which I have not done in 5 years, if I go in somewhere and ask for a haircut and they're like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know. You're the pro. Do the thing. Do whatever you can do with this massive head. Like, fix it. Make me better. The thing I am going to do that I don't care what you people think. I don't care what Bill thinks or AC Man or Nick or Ray. Anybody in the chat, I don't care. You can make fun of me. Call me whatever you would like. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have them turn this into this. See that? See how this is all white? And I look like I'm Santa Claus or I'm 75 years old when I'm really 51. They do a thing at this place that I think we're gonna reach an agreement today, where they're gonna pretty me up in time for the TV show. TV show. I call this radio. I call the other one TV. Neither is correct. This isn't the radio. That's not television. I know. But it's easier for my my small brain to process if I think of this as radio and I think of that as television. A week, 2 weeks from this Thursday, the 27th, will be the first Brain Vault, which is a new live trivia adventure. Adventure is a word I should work into all the marketing of it. It's an adventure because I'm making it up. What is the show going to be? I can't promise anything. I can't tell you anything. I can tell you that I've got some guests that will be there. You've heard of them? Probably. I don't know. If you know me, you know them. Let's put it that way. All right? I didn't secure, Barack Obama will not be in attendance at the Cas in South Buffalo on Thursday or Tuesday the 27th. He's not going to be there. But these other guys, yes. There might be some comedy to open the show. There will be a panel of 2 or more guests that will join me for the show on stage. And what we're going to do is, if you've been to a trivia night, you go, like I'll go tonight. We play DJ Trivia. This will be the last time I go. Or maybe I'll go one more. But I've replaced going to trivia with hosting trivia on Tuesdays. That's like my life for like the last 10 years. I go to a bar and play a trivia game with my friends every Tuesday. And I thought that last week was my last one, but as it turns out, we pushed it back. I thought I was going to have to go today for like a dry run, dress rehearsal type of thing. That's happening this afternoon, so I don't have to miss my second to last trivia night this Tuesday. There's that. And that is, again, 2 weeks from today. Today? Is today Tuesday? Yeah. 2 weeks from today. I keep screwing that up. I feel like I've said that incorrectly already. Today's the 13th. Add 14 to that. 27. 2 weeks from today will be the show at the Cas. At the top of the chat on YouTube, which is the only... I stopped doing the Mixler audio-only version because we were getting like one or none people there. I asked you to migrate toward YouTube. You have done so. Thank you. It's one less thing I have to deal with. So I have a paid subscription to that I'm just kind of wasting, but oh well. Whatever. Life happens. We've moved on from the audio-only version. If I'm going to look into a camera to do the show, then I would like you to come to the place where the camera is. So we're done with the Mixler thing. I don't think I get any refund for ending my subscription there, but we started that in like June or something. I think I still have a subscription to that until like June, but we're just not using it. So that's gone. But the Cas thing, tickets are available. They're for sale. They're up at the top of the chat, and that's one of the things that we're doing with our lives, everyone. This is how we're progressing. We've got this super cool venue. We've got a lot of ideas that we're putting in place, and that's happening. So I don't expect that, like, right off the bat, it's going to be a packed house every time we do it. But I do think it's possible to sell out the first one. I think it's possible. The place holds like 170 people, I think. And last I looked, we're at like 12 tickets. We haven't done anything to promote it yet. It's just available. And, my best guess is that I'm going to know every person who bought a ticket. It's going to be a friends and family type of situation to get this thing rolling, to get it, started. But then I think as we move on, as we progress, it becomes strangers. Like, that's what I want. I would like 170 people that I don't know at all to show up for, episode 4 of Brain Vault. Something like that. The thought is that it's going to be, it's a live show. The whole point is to do, like, it's a live, fun night out. But also, there are cameras all over the place inside the Kaz, and I'm going to get the files from the show, from the first show. Like, this is how it's going to go. I don't know if I'm supposed to reveal all of this. Whatever. I'm making it up as I go along, so I guess I can reveal. There are 7 cameras set up in there, because it's a music venue, really. And any band that plays at the Kaz, if you're a band, you should try to play at the Kaz. Get in touch with me. If you got a band and you want to play at the Kaz, let me know. Because not only do you play there, but you get video evidence of this happening. You get 7 cameras on you and your band and a professional audio mix. All of it comes with doing a show at the Kaz. So what I would like to do eventually is turn this into a, I guess podcast is the word that people use, but it's not a podcast. It's a full-on show. Like, podcast is I talk into a microphone. You can listen if you want on your phone or on your computer or whatever. To me, that's something different. Like, this to me isn't a podcast either. That's why I call it Riter Radio. It's a show. I do it every day. It's not something that's recorded and edited and then put out in its most perfect form. We're doing it differently, you know? So the Brain Vault thing is a trivia show, and it's an event, and it's fun while you're there. But also, I think the plan will be, I know. The plan is to turn that into a show, a video a show, which some might call a podcast. I don't want to. I don't like that word. For some reason, it's just like, I'm a podcaster. It sounds stupid. I host a show. I host this show, and I'm going to host that show. And we'll see where it goes. But tickets are available. They're at the top of the chat right now. Go in there right now and click it. You could also add a QR code to your stream graphics that is a link to Brain Vault. I could. Yeah, I didn't do that. I mean, we're going to have to shut everything down in order for me to do that right now. But you're right. That should be on the screen. What would I replace? All the crap at the bottom, the phone number we don't use, the website that doesn't exist. What else is that? I don't even know what that is. I can't see it. And just at Riter Radio. That's me on like Twitter and YouTube and all. Oh, yes. Thank you. No, I appreciate every assist you people give me in the chat. Thank you. Like, whoever told me, hey, why don't you pin that thing at the top? I pinned that thing at the top because you said it. Of course I should do that. But it's just me doing the show, so I don't think of all the stuff. You guys help me out. Is very, very helpful. All right. Let's see what we've got written in here. Okay. Brad Ryder used to work for WGR. He does this show on his own now. Talk sports, life, random stuff. Yeah, that's right. Oh, this is explaining this to Bill. So Bill's new. Hey, Bill. There's a new guy named Bill who's in the chat. He wanted to be filled in on what this is. Will there be time for autographs after the Kaz show? Asked Nick. Yeah, sure. They'll sign whatever. I've also learned that it's all ages. So I don't intend it to be a show designed for children. But I also don't necessarily plan to exclude them. So if you're like, hey, I want to bring my 14-year-old kid, go ahead. Don't bring a 6-year-old. That's stupid. But if you would like to, bring a kid, I'm not going to do anything that embarrasses my mom, basically. So it's might there be a swear word or two mixed in? Can I control Tim Graham? No. No one can control Tim Graham, who will be there, I believe, for several early episodes. I don't know if he's for sure in for the first one. I'm working on that. We've been not connecting when we're texting back and forth, but we haven't had a conversation. But the plan is Tim is going to be there as a panelist / guest host or co-host. But I'm running the thing. It's going to be trivia in your seats with your phones. Unless you get called up on stage, then your phone goes away, and then it's just you and spotlights, and you gotta be good. There's a lot. I'm not going to try to lay the whole thing out for you, in part because I've got 2 weeks, a zillion ideas in my head, and I'm still shaping it a little bit. So I can't tell you for sure this is the structure of it, but I can tell you that I've got some friends that will be involved. We're going to have real lights and real sound, and it's a thing. And I'm going to look way better than this. In part because I'm going to get a haircut. I'm going to get this. I'm doing the they're going to fix this. I'm going to look younger. And I'm being laughed at by friends and family about the AI version of me. So Jeremy Hoyle, Strictly Hip, right? Singer, you've heard him on the show. You know who he is. Jeremy runs the entertainment at the Cas. And Jeremy is the one who reached out to me and said, hey, can you do trivia on Tuesdays? And I was like, well, yeah, but it's going to be more than just trivia. Like, we're doing more than that. I've been going to trivia nights for 15 years. I'm going to improve upon everything that I've seen with trivia nights. It can't just be trivia. That's boring. It's got to be more. So I've been working with him on putting this thing together, and I'll see him today. I've been talking to him almost every day, but he's the one that asked me, do you have a headshot? Now, a headshot is something that people in the business of media just have, unless they're just old fat guys with white beards like me. And then I don't have a headshot. So I just took a picture of myself that was in my phone from something, I don't even know, and then I put it into AI, and I said, make this a headshot. And it gives you a nice, like, grayish background and cuts out everything else and put me in nicer clothing than that. Because, I mean, my picture, I look like this. You know, it's like a T-shirt and a sweatshirt and nothing. I got a UB jacket on in the picture I used. And I just had AI, like, make this a headshot. And it did. I'm like, all right, that looks good. It looks mostly like me. It looks a little bit like computer me, but it's me. It's not as bad as, like, the movie Anaconda the first time. Like, I remember watching that in, I don't know, was that the late 90s? When did Anaconda come out? I want one of my producers to tell me when Anaconda came out, but I don't have any producers, so I'll just look it up myself. Anaconda 97. All right, so in 1997, CGI was not yet what it is now. And it was just a movie where, like, Ice Cube and J-Lo and John Voight are running around and they're afraid of a computer snake. It was just the whole time. I remember watching it with my buddy Sean. Well, it's a computer snake. This sucks. Why would you be afraid of a computer snake? Things have progressed in the last 28 years to where they made another version of Anaconda recently. And Paul Rudd's in it. And I would see that one. The first Anaconda is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. But I would assume if you're remaking that, you recognize that that was terrible. And so you're going to, like, nod to that at some point. It's going to be, it's funny. It's funny how bad that movie was. It's funny how bad that snake was. We've progressed in 28 years. So, yeah, the picture of me isn't exactly me. My mother called me. It's like, is that you or is that AI? I didn't even know she knew of AI. Maybe she listens to the show, so she knows I talk about AI a lot. But it's close enough, man. Like, should I have looked as bad as I do, or should I have let the computer make me look better? And the answer is the second one. That's the one that's right. And so we did that. And that's what's happening on the picture. If you click on that link at the top, you're going to see it's going to look like me, but, like, cleaner. I didn't tell it to take years off. I didn't tell it to clean me up. I just said, make it a headshot. And they're like, oh, if it was a headshot, you'd look better. You'd look younger. And so it did that. Like, the color of my skin is better instead of this red, blotchy garbage that exists. If you look at me in real life, it made me prettier. So I used AI to make myself look better. And again, that wasn't the intention. It was just, I didn't want a picture of me in my garage as a headshot. I wanted it to look like a headshot. And when it said it was going to make it a headshot, or when it decided to make it a headshot, it made me look better. So I look a little fake in the picture. I'm going to look more fake in real life. If this deal comes through that I think will come through today, it's haircut and just remaking this dumb face. As a sponsor for Brain Vault, they're going to improve me. And I'm going to not be shy about it because I don't care. Why do women get to wear makeup and dudes have to just walk up? No, you're pretending to be younger. You're pretending to look better than you look. No, I'm going to try to look. We can only do so much, but I'm going to try to look better than this. And I've got some people that I think can do that for me. So hopefully everything goes well today. We got that. I've got an idea also about dressing better than I do. Like I look like this. Normal. This is regular me. This is Brad in a sweatshirt and a t-shirt and pajama pants. You can't see them, but that's what you're getting right now is pajama pants because you're seeing from here up. Why would I not wear comfy pajama pants that I have pulled up like they're shorts? Why wouldn't I do that? But live on a stage at the Kaz, January 27th, and it's going to be every Tuesday, by the way, starting January 27th. So Tuesdays moving forward. We have a 6-week trial run in place. This could just crash and burn and suck. I know that. That always could happen. TV shows happen that get canceled. Movies get made for hundreds of millions of dollars, and then people don't go see them. That happens. But the initial conversation with the people at the Kaz was for a full year of Tuesdays. Knowing full well that there's going to be a couple times where the UB Bulls are playing in Ohio and on a Tuesday, and I won't be there. But other than that, we're just doing it. And if a holiday falls on that day, maybe it'll be different too. But like generally speaking, the plan is a year's worth of this show, Brain Vault, the live trivia event, live trivia experience. Still working through the verbiage of all of it. The plan is a year. The initial plan is 6 weeks. 6 weeks is what I'm using when I'm pitching this to potential sponsors, including the one I'm meeting with today. But that's the deal. So again, tickets are available up top. We've sold a few. They went on sale, and we haven't really promoted it at all. And they're moving a little bit of moving. Let's see if I go to get tickets. What does it show? It's cool. It shows like the there's like a seating chart. It looks like we've sold 12 tickets so far, right? 12 out of 170-ish. That's good. It's a start. Let's do it. All right. Bills are going to play the Broncos, we have learned. I think did we know that already going into yesterday? I don't remember. I don't feel like we talked at all about Bills versus Broncos. What's interesting to me is watching football all weekend, right through last night. Good showing, Steelers. Hell of a closing game for your career, probably, Aaron Rodgers. Good God, that was awful. Just awful. But the rest of the weekend of football was really good. So we can ignore that there was one bad game. It just happened to be the last one. The rest of them were fantastic. Just an awesome weekend of football on display, including the Bills edging that one out, and moving on. And that's all I care about. Like I did talk about this, that my whole family, other than me, went to the airport welcoming the team home, and Josh was noticeably limping when he got off the plane. So that's not great, but at least his head is okay, because that was dirty. And then what else did he have? He had the knee. That's probably the injury that he's, causing him to limp a little. The foot thing was already there from a month ago, and I want to say there was something. Oh, he hit his hand on a helmet. Haven't heard anything about that since, so maybe that's okay. But Bills Broncos, my wife asked me, "Hey, the Broncos, were they even in the playoffs last year?" I was like, "Yeah, they played the Bills." As far as playoff games are concerned, is there a more forgettable or forgotten playoff game than Bills Broncos last year? They came in here, Bills beat them 31-7. It was just nothing. It was nothing. So I can't tell you anything about that game other than the score, and it's because I looked it up. We'll look it up right now. Let's see what happened in that game. Bills, Broncos, playoffs. All right, it shows. So the Broncos, the 1 seed, they're the big guys. They won one more game than the Bills did. They're a 14-3 team. Bills are a 13-5 team at this point. With that extra win. Okay, no, I'm sorry. They won 2 more games. 12-5 regular season record, 14-3 regular season record. But it's showing the Bills are favored at Denver. Of course they are. Why would you pick Bo Nix to beat Josh Allen? I know there are a lot more people involved in the game. It's not just quarterback versus quarterback. But what are we talking about here? So last year, the playoff game, Josh was 20 of 26 for 2 touchdowns. Bo Nix was 13 of 22 for a touchdown. Bo Nix led them in rushing. He had 4 carries for 43 yards. James Cook went for 23, 120 and a touchdown. Curtis Samuel was the Bills' top receiver that day. Anything else matter here? Not really. Full box score. Yeah, I'll click full box score. What do you got? All right, here's what happened the last time they played. Samuel had 3 catches for 68. Shakir had 6 for 61. Kincaid had 3 for 47. Nothing took place. Mac Hollins, 1 for 19 for Mac Hollins. Amari Cooper was on the team. Forgot about him. Keon Coleman, 1 catch for 5 yards. That sounds right. On the ground, it was Cook for 120 and a touchdown. And the Bills just won 31-7, and that's the deal. Like, it was just, they beat the crap out of the Broncos. I don't want to disrespect the team, although it doesn't really matter because it's just me. Why exactly am I supposed to be afraid of the Broncos? I know that I feared the Jaguars stupidly, but it was because of the history. It was because of what happened in 1996, the end of 96. So it might have been January 97, but that playoff game, Kelly's last game, the shovel pass to Clyde Simmons for a touchdown, Natron Means running for 170 yards or something like that. In a game that I never considered the Bills had a possibility of losing, and then they lost, and I felt stupid. And the Bills have lost to them. I've gone through this so many times in the last 2 weeks. But the Jaguars have always just been like a fake team in the league to me. Broncos are a real team. They had Elway. They're legit. I saw them. The first NFL game I ever attended was against the Broncos. That was real. It's a real team. And you got to go there, and they don't have air. So that sucks. You're used to just breathing like a regular person, and you get there all right, good luck in your football game minus air. How are the Bills on the road at Denver, just in life? Let's see. Bills, Broncos, history. What's the situation there? They've played 42 times. The Bills have won 24 of those games. So the Bills are 24-17-1 against the Broncos. Let's switch that to away games and just see how do the Bills do in Denver. So I can switch to away games, but I can't hit enter. There we go. Tied once. Okay, don't care. Away games. All right. Working. Let's start in 1960. Win, win, win. Loss, 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 loss. Win, loss. Win, loss, win, loss. Win, loss, win, loss. Win. 4 straight losses. 3 straight wins. The last 3 times the Bills have been to Denver, they've won. It's been a while. It's pretty spread out. Those last 3 trips to Denver begin in 1997. 97, Bills win in overtime, 23-20. 05. See, that says win. Oh, are we doing this backward? Yeah, it's backward. Okay. The last 3 times they've been there, they've lost. This is showing. I'm looking at this as if I'm a Broncos fan, and I want it to be as if I'm a Bills fan. All right, so the last 3 times. No. Just forget everything I just said. Everything I just said is stupid. The Bills won there the last time. No, that's home. This is all wrong. Everything I just said, discard it. Ignore it. I'm looking at the wrong stuff. I thought I was looking at it as a Bills fan. I'm looking at it as a Broncos fan. And so it's showing me all the stuff that has happened in Buffalo. That's not what I want. I want Broncos, Bills. All right, we'll call it home games. I have to remember that I'm looking at it backward. Home games for the Broncos. How do the Bills do in Denver is what I'm trying to ask here. And I'm getting it all wrong. It's all a mess. The Bills won 48-19 the last time they were there. It was 2020. That was a good year. Not for life, but for football. It was a great year. December 19th, 2020. Bills 48, Broncos 19. The time before that was in 2014. Bills lost. Time before that, 08, Bills won. 02, they lost. 95, they lost. All right, so it hasn't been a great place to go. The Bills have only won 2. They've won 2 of the last 3 times there, but they've lost 4 of the last 6. Before that, they beat the crap out of that team every single time. But we're talking about the 1960s. I'm going to take a break. I don't want to do this. Everything I'm saying, I feel dumber listening to myself talk. I feel dumber every time something comes out of my mouth. So we're going to play a little music that'll make me feel better and smarter and less like I'm moronically reading statistics that I had completely reversed. That was a terrible last 5 minutes of the show, and I apologize for that. But thank you for sticking around. You should go to the Brain Vault thing. I'll think. I'll try. I'll try much harder when I've got a haircut and a suit on at the Cavs on January 27th, the debut of Brain Vault. All right, music timeout thing, and then I shall return. It's Brad Riter. I'm Brad Riter. It's Riter Radio. It's episode 242. It's brought to you by Brian Janik and the Financial Guys, thefinancialguys.com. I saw Brian last night. Good dude. I like Brian. All right. How about this? Yeah, let's do music, and we'll be back. Stick around. It's Riter Radio, episode 242. Yes, those are real commercials. They did not pay to sponsor Riter Radio, episode 242. I just think they're fun. Real Ramon. Funny. You mean lemon? Yeah, Ramon. Funny. It's funny. It's funny if you say you're trying to say an L, but you say an R. It's funny. It's a joke. That's the joke. We did the Montgomery Flea Market earlier. We did the Red House this time. Red House is amazing. At the Red House, where black people and white people buy furniture. I wonder if that place is still open. Is the Red House still real? That was a real commercial. That was their real commercial. Red House Furniture. I spelled that wrong. There we go. High Point, North Carolina. There's their commercial. There is their website, redhousefurniture.com. We're good. Yeah, still going. We got the commercial right on their homepage there. They're open 8:30 to 5:30. Those are weird hours. Monday through Friday. On Saturday they shift it. It's 8 till 5. That sounds more like a store hours. The 30s are weird. 8:30 till 5:30. It's weird. And they're closed on Sunday, so don't try to go there on Sunday. High Point's Total Home Furnishings Store. There's their commercial. You can watch it on YouTube. They offer the highest quality brand names in furniture, appliances, electronics, mattresses, lawn and garden equipment at affordable prices. Whether you need a new television, bedroom, suite, they probably mean suite, refrigerator, mattress, or lawnmower, Red House has it. I yelled Red House because it's in capital letters. They opened in 1962. And they're still crushing it at the Red House, where black people and white people buy furniture. At the Red House. Usually I use the time during, while the music's playing, the break, to prepare for what's next. But I have pointed this out. I definitely did it last Tuesday. I might have done it the Tuesday before that. I don't like Tuesdays. Tuesdays, like, you could just skip. Just, if you tune in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you would think that this is a very good show. If you only tune in on Tuesdays, you'd be like, this is crap. It's always crap. I'm always just out of gas. I've just got nothing on Tuesdays. And that's how I feel today. I ended last week Tuesday's show like 10 or 15 minutes early because I was just like, I'm done. I don't want to. And I that's where we're headed again. That's how I'm feeling. Also, I've got to clean myself up. I'm a mess right now. Look at me. Look at this. My head. God, I'm gross. I've got a meeting at 1 o'clock that I'm ill prepared for. So I've got to, I mean, it's not going to take much to just put some numbers together or whatever, but I'm meeting with somebody that's going to fix this. See how bad this looks. See me? Look at me. Look at this. Ugh, gross. Look at this crap. This yuck, right? Yuck. See how white? See how old? Look how old. I'm meeting with people. Oh, I didn't turn my light on. I think that's what's wrong with the show. I never turned this light on. That's what makes me pretty, right? Ah, there we go. It's a little better, right? I got to move this. Now my watch fell on the ground. That's no good. I'm going to go get my watch. Hang on. Bear with me. I'm allowed to do this. Nobody else in charge. What's happening here? This watch doesn't work anyway. But I don't want it on the floor. All right. So anyway, I've got a meeting at 1 o'clock about, it involves Brain Vault. Brain Vault, the new trivia experience, Tuesday night trivia experience, live at the Kaz in South Buffalo. Starts 2 weeks from today. And I've got a meeting to clean me up. I'm going to get a real haircut. I've got 3 kids, okay? And even going back, so this would have been pre-pandemic. So let's say 2019. Kids are born in 12, 14, and 16. So I had in 2019, before the pandemic hit, before everything was closed anyway, if I wanted the kids to get a haircut, I had to take them in batches. Because I couldn't have, because I would get a haircut too. So it would be like, all right, we need 4 haircuts. But I can't take a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 6-year-old to a place where there are 2 people cutting hair and expect it to work out okay. 4 of us need haircuts. What happens when I'm in the chair is really the issue, right? So what I had to do is I would take 2 kids, let them get haircuts, then I would return them to the house and exchange them for the other kid, and then me and that kid could go get haircuts, and it could be either at the same time or slightly staggered, depending on which kid it was, because you can't just let a 2-year-old hang out waiting for you to get a haircut. 6-year-old, maybe. 4-year-old, maybe. Like, he's in the middle there. But, like, it had to be in shifts. Also, at, let's say, $20 a pop, it started to get stupid. Like, they're boys. Who cares? Why are we doing this? I'm going to go spend, with tip, I'm going to spend $100 on 4 haircuts for me and 3 kids. That's stupid. Then the pandemic came, and then I was like, all right, well, I used to cut hair. I cut hair when I was in high school. So, we're going back 30-plus years. I used to do this. I can do it now. They're just boys. Who cares? And then I would give them all the exact same haircut, and they looked cool. And then as they've gotten older, they've started to, want something more. They've wanted, like, a professional. I get it. It's okay. That said, I have not been to a barber personally since the pandemic. No. I shouldn't say that. During the pandemic, I remember going. I remember doing like masked up haircut a few times. I found somebody I liked at one of the chain places, like kind of near my house, and honestly, I've never seen her face. She was good. I liked her. She was nice. She might still be around. She might still be at the exact same place. Maybe I could go to her, but I'm not gonna though. I'm going to get styled, man. I'm gonna be I'm gonna do it professionally. And one of the things offered on the website, and we're gonna talk about it today when I get there, at a 1:00 meeting, is you can fix this thing, fix this, and make this the color of that. Because I don't do anything to the color of my hair, and I'm gonna take the headset off so you can see. But like the sides are a little gray, but it's not bad. Like this is okay. Yeah, like that's manageable. That's okay. That's Santa Claus. I don't need Santa Claus face with regular, like, we don't have to do anything here. The color up there is good. But I'm gonna talk to some people, and I think I'm gonna look a lot prettier come Brain Vault time 2 weeks from today at the Kaz in South Buffalo. Tickets available, top of the chat. Come on in. Come have fun. It's not just bar trivia. I'm going to go to bar trivia tonight. There's no beef with bar trivia. We can just do more with it. If you saw the venue, if you walked inside the Kaz and they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to host trivia here. You're like, nah, it's got to be more than that. It has to be. The way it's shaped, the way it's lit, the way it's designed, it's got to be bigger and better. So that's what we're doing 2 weeks from now. Riter Radio becomes Brain Vault, a new live trivia experience every Tuesday night at the Kaz in South Buffalo. Tickets available online. Link is at the top of the YouTube chat here. Okay. Sabres lost again. I say lost again. That sounds like the way that I would talk about the team for the last 14 years. That's not what I meant. They lost again, which is strange. Panthers beat them the other day. The other day was yesterday or the day before. I've lost track of days. It's been a crazy, chaotic couple weeks. Like, honestly, it's football. I use football as my placeholder for days. And when there's a playoff football game on a Thursday, and then there's a playoff football game on a Friday, those are the college games. And then we rip into the NFL playoffs, and the Bills play on Sunday, and then there's a Monday night game. Like, all of it, I don't know what it is. I know today's Tuesday. I could tell it's Tuesday because I got nothing. I always have nothing on Tuesday, and I could feel it. It's just like there's a whole weekend of build-up, and like, yeah, let's do this show on Monday. It's going to be awesome. And I was like, crap, I got to do it again today. I don't have to. I should just make it a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday show. I can do that. I have the power to cancel it whenever I want. I can shut it off. I can just not sit down in this chair, and then there won't be a show, and I'm in charge of that. So I shouldn't bitch about it. That's me. Sabres lost 4-3 to the Panthers. But that is only their second loss in 15 games. Second loss in 15 games. So they won 10 in a row, lost one, won 3 in a row, lost one. They're back at it tomorrow. Tomorrow, 14th? Yeah. Tomorrow against the Flyers. And that's a TNT game. I get to watch that one. That one's going to be on here. I have YouTube TV, which, honestly, when choosing what to do for a television provider, the Sabres did not cross my mind because who cares? They've been so bad and so worthless and so uninteresting and just didn't cross my mind. I didn't consciously decide I'm going to purchase a television package that does not include the Sabres because they're terrible. I didn't do that on purpose. I just didn't consider them, which is maybe worse. And now, occasionally, I'll think, I would like to watch the Sabres. They're playing right now. And I can't because there's no MSG on YouTube TV. I do have a way to watch them, but it's like using a VPN and then convincing ESPN Plus that I'm in Ohio instead of here, or that I'm in Texas. And then, like, maybe But generally speaking, the ESPN Plus, they carry the games, but they're blacked out because the game's on MSG, and I don't have MSG. So it's a struggle. As I've said, for most of the last 14 years, the most I've watched the Sabres is being out at trivia on Tuesday nights, and the game tends to be on the television that's behind me. And so John Fuller sits across from me. I'm sitting so I can see the screen where the trivia stuff is, and he's like, "Oh, the Sabres just scored." Actually, it used to be the other team just scored. The Stars just scored. The Senators just scored. The Lightning just scored. And then I go, "Oh, okay. So what's it, 3-1? All right." And that's it. That's how I watch hockey. I watch hockey by having it on behind me and John Fuller telling me when people score. But this is the first year in a while that it would be worth it to turn around on those Tuesday nights when I'm out at a bar. All right. We got a jury summons. It's sitting over there. Will you be fine if I get up for a minute and go over there and get this thing and then bring it over here? Because I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take the headset off. I'm gonna walk over there. I'm not taking a break. I'm not putting any music on. You're just gonna see the UB flag behind me. That's it. That's all you're gonna see for a minute, and I'll be right back. Like literally right back. I'm just going right over there. I just have to walk around the desk to the little island thing over there where my jury summons sits, because I want to read that to you. All right, hang on. I'll be right back. I promise. I'm not going far. I'm just going right over there. But you're fine. No worries. You're good. Everything's cool. Oh, it's right here. Closer than I thought it was. There. I just wanted that. That's all. That was the break. No big deal, right? Everything's fine. So I got this. I mean, this looks super official. It says official right on it. Look at that. That came in the mail. Official business. Open immediately. I was like, yeah, all right. And my wife grabbed the mail yesterday, and she came in laughing. Ha, 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 ha. Look at that. She got jury duty. And I was all right with that. I'll do jury duty. I've had jury duty once in my life, and I got rejected. And that's it. I went one time. I walked into I don't even know what the terms you would use to describe it. But I was in the selection process, and the case was going to be, you get jury duty. I'm like, all right, give me murder. You're rooting for murder, right? It's terrible, but you are. Some sort of, something homicide themed is what you want, right? I mean, we all watch true crime stuff. We don't all, but a lot of us, murder is more interesting than anything else, right? Like that, I want murder. I'm not saying I want people to be murdered. I'm not pro-murder. I'm just saying, if you're going to suck me in, if you're going to take up a week or 3 weeks of my life, let's talk murder, I want a good one. And I got to this thing, obviously hoping for murder, as one does. And the trial was a civil case, and it was about this couple that had been involved in a car accident with a Metro bus. So it was like NFTA versus the Smiths, right? And the people walked in, and they had neck braces on, and I don't know if it's just a TV/movie thing, but neck braces, or maybe it's an 80s TV movie thing. Neck braces are just like, fraud, fake, liar. You don't need that. There's no way. You were in a car accident 3 years ago, and now you're wearing a neck brace to court. I don't believe you. So I just immediately distrusted the plaintiffs. And so they're going around, and they're asking, is there any reason you can't serve on this jury? And it gets to me. And this is young me. I wasn't quite the jerk that I am now then. I mean, maybe I was, but I didn't feel like I was. I didn't know it. But it got to me, and they asked, is there any reason that you could not be a fair and impartial juror for this case. And I was like, I'm sorry, they didn't ask me. They asked the whole room. Is there anyone here who feels they cannot be fair and impartial? And I raised my hand. And they called on me. And they said, what's the problem? They didn't say it that way. I'm sure it was much more official. I don't remember. Was it a judge in that situation? This would be a conversation for the great Ray Walter, the Honorable Ray Walter. He's a judge. New York State Supreme Court Justice Ray Walter, who's a listener to the show, a friend of the show, sometimes guest on the show. He was in the chat earlier today. I saw him. He bought tickets for Brain Vault, he says in the chat. Great. So I don't know who it was, but they call on me. And my answer, they're like, why? Basically, they ask why. I'm sure they phrased it better. This was a while ago. Attorneys pick the jury. Okay, so whatever. Somebody asked me, why can't you serve? Why can't you be impartial? And my honest answer was, I already know who I want to win. And they're like, okay, bye. That's it. You're done. You would think, depending on which attorney it would have been, well, who are you rooting for? Maybe they asked that question. But 100%, I was like, you're a clown. You showed up with the neck thing on. There's no way. I don't believe you. You're wearing a neck brace. That's fraudulent. I didn't say all of this. I just said what I said, which is I already know who I want to win. And they're like, okay, you're done. And so jury duty was over. I've heard a lot of how do you get out of jury duty stuff? Hold on, let's Google that. Oh no, not Google. Let's use AI. Chat GPT. Let's see what it says. It's about getting out of jury duty. How do I get out of jury duty? I know that a lot of people are like, just say that you're racist. I don't have to do that. If you don't have, you could say, instead of saying I'm racist, which is not a good thing, it's not a good look for you. Don't do that. Even if you're lying, you don't say that. But you can say what I said, which is I already know who I want to win. And that fixes it. What does ChatGPT say? Short answer, you usually don't get out of jury duty, but you may be legally excused or deferred if you qualify. Yeah, no kidding. You don't get out of it, you get excused. Legitimate ways to be excused. Varies by state and court. Hardship. Courts often excuse you if serving would cause serious difficulties, such as you're self-employed and no one can replace you. You'd suffer significant financial loss. You're the primary caregiver for a child, elderly parent, or disabled person. You've already been called recently, often within 1 to 3 years. You usually explain this on the questionnaire or request form. Okay. 2, disqualification. You may automatically be ineligible if you're not a U.S. citizen, you're under 18, you don't live in the court's jurisdiction, you have a felony conviction, rules vary, you don't have sufficient English proficiency. Exemptions, limited and shrinking. What? Some courts exempt active duty military, certain emergency service workers, judges, lawyers, sometimes people over a certain age, often 70 plus, usually optional. 4, deferral, most common outcome. If you can't serve right now, courts almost always allow a one-time delay. Work deadlines, travel, medical appointments, family events. This doesn't cancel jury duty, it just moves it. During jury selection, voir dire, which is what Mike put in the chat. There it is, yeah. It's called voir dire. Or voir dire. If you show up, you can still be excused if you, A, have a conflict of interest, B, know the defendant, lawyers, or witnesses, C, have strong opinions that would prevent impartiality. I'm getting more and more respect from Mike right here. Mike's nailing this. Also, if you work in a field closely related to the case. Be honest, not theatrical. Overacting is obvious. That's what I'm saying. I was honest. I already know who I want to win. And they're like, get the hell out of here. Like, all right, bye. Do you validate parking? I spent $15 to park. To tell you that I can't do this. What not to do. Ignore the summons, lie on the questionnaire, claim extreme bias in a way that's obviously fake, joke about jury nullification or hating cops. Courts absolutely fine people for this. The court fines you if you say, I hate cops? I don't believe you, ChatGPT. Reality check. If your goal is to never serve, unlikely long term. If the goal is to avoid this specific summons, hardship or deferral is your best shot. And now it's offering to help me phrase a hardship request. So anyway, I got this thing in the mail yesterday that we thought was a jury summons. It's not. It's a juror qualification questionnaire. The law requires me to complete this. All answers are confidential. Please respond within 10 days. Your name was selected at random from voter, DMV, tax, social services, or unemployment lists. This is not a summons. You are not required to appear for service at this time. This questionnaire must be completed on the web or by phone or by mail. The New York State court system does not ask for information such as credit card or bank account numbers. That's good. Or personal information such as names and ages of family members. Don't give this kind of information to anyone claiming to represent the courts. If you receive this type of request, contact your county commissioner of jurors. Who's that? I would contact Ray Walter, the great Ray Walter. That's the only person I would talk to. Oh, Ray's in the chat. Ray says, could have been a judge or a judicial hearing officer or the attorneys. Okay. All right, Ray. RWW is Ray. The great Ray Walter. There's greatness in our presence. And its name is Ray. And there he is. So they've got my name and my address, and that's right. What else do I... What's my date of birth? I could tell them that. They already have the year written. It's already typed in. They already know the year. Why are they asking me? Can I understand and communicate in English? Yeah. Let's fill this out right now. Right? Why not? All right. What's your date of birth? That's my date of birth. Can I understand and communicate in English? Yeah, I can. Are you a citizen of the United States? If no, mail a copy of a current visa, passport, green card, or employment authorization card with a completed questionnaire. Are you a citizen? Yes, I'm a citizen. Okay. Number 4. Are you a resident of Erie County? Yep. Am I at least 18? Yeah, definitely 18. Have I been convicted of a felony? No, I have not. Not yet. 7. Have you served as a juror in a court in New York State or federal court in the last 6 years? No, never done it, ever. False statements are punishable as a crime under Penal Law Section 210.45. I didn't say anything wrong. Signature. Date. 1/13/2026. That's it. I think that's it. Send it back. Done. I've done my... This is where things fall apart for me, though, sometimes, because I feel like I'm done with what I needed to do, and then I don't complete it. Like, I've got to find a stamp. I don't know if we have a stamp. We probably do not have a stamp. We probably used all of our stamps to send out Christmas cards, because we bought more stamps. I know I bet we don't have a stamp. All right, so this is... Nope, that would be mailing it to myself. That's no good. There's got to be a way to fold this where it goes the right way. Yeah, probably this. There we go. We'll send it to the Commissioner of Jurors Office, 25 Delaware Avenue, 14202. That seems right. We'll put this in here. There's no window on the envelope to show my return address, so I'll have to write that in. I'm going to do that right now. I'm not going to do this another time. Do it right now. The only thing I can't do is get a stamp. But I will take this. I will mail this when I go to my 1 p.m. meeting. It's my address. Almost forgot how to spell Williamsville. Dummy. 221. Done. Okay. This is ready to go. Look at that. It's ready. It's going to the commissioner of juror's office. Got to seal it. Got to stamp it. Got to send it. And I am not in violation of the law. Don't try to get out of jury duty. It's essential to a functioning society. I agree. I was excited. I was mad that it's not actual jury duty. I wanted jury duty. I would like jury duty. But I was honest, the only time I was ever called, because I knew for sure that I was rooting for the NFTA against these people. Because they had neck braces on, and I didn't believe them. Like, oh, it was a car accident 4 years ago, and you got a neck brace on now? Okay, sure. It's TV and movies that have taught me that neck braces are for fakers, right? Like, don't you see that? Don't you think faker? I thought faker, and then I was honest. I don't want to get out of jury duty. I want to get into jury duty. How do I get in? I want to go, but I want it to be murder. But I don't want anybody to get murdered, but once they do, I want to be on the jury. So I want to get to the bottom of this. I can't be alone. What are we talking about with Depew and Top? What's going on here? Don't try to get out. At Buffalo Sabres, stop by Tops in Depew on Friday to meet J.P. Dumont, Jochen Hecht, and Thomas Vanek. Is that real? Oh, right. Yeah. Because they're doing that thing Thursday, the retro game. Why has no one contacted me? Do you know that the only 2 years the Sabres have been good in this century? I was the pre- and post-game host. They were awesome for 2 years. They didn't make it to the Stanley Cup Finals, but they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years in a row, and they were the best. And if Jay McKee didn't have a staph infection, they move on to the finals. But he did, and they lost to Carolina. And, the second year wasn't as good. They lost to Ottawa. The regular season was super hyped because of what had happened the previous year. Anyway, all those guys, those are my guys right there. Dumont, Hash, Vanek, your Jason Wooleys, your Jay McKees, Ryan Miller, obviously, Ludman, Talinder. Those are my boys. I did that show for 2 years, and they were awesome. And then I couldn't do that show anymore, and they've been terrible since then. And Brian Koziel replaced me after the 06-07 season. He replaced me for 07-08, and he has not witnessed a playoff series win. He's been doing it since 2007. When I was there, they won all the time. The fact that I'm not invited to be a part of this tonight, it's honestly, it's insulting. I think it's a blight on the Buffalo Sabres as an organization that I've not been invited to be a part of this. Lindy was the coach. Lindy knows me. I know Lindy. On Canada Day, I texted Lindy, and he wrote back about, I don't even remember what I was doing, something with music. Pick a Canadian song. Some song. And so we did a bunch of Canadian music. I texted everyone Canadian in my phone, and Lindy was one of them. And he wrote back, and he participated in the show. Lindy would want me back. Lindy hates Brian Koziel. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody hates Brian Koziel. But there's something there. Nick in Depew says, I think you make a good argument. I'll call Terry. Yeah, go ahead. Brad's not right. What am I not right about? They should have saved the 05-06 night for May 6th. I get that. Because it'd be 5-6. So we're talking about where Tops is in Depew? Tops Depew is best Depew? What does that mean? Best Tops. Okay, that makes more sense. I would say, all right, so Tops in Depew. Let's look this up. Sabres, Tops, Depew. Where are they going to be? Because I could see there's the one on Broadway in the plaza, the name I can't think of, DNL Plaza, is that what they call it? There's that one. But then the one at French and Transit, that might technically be Depew, or it might be Lancaster. I'm not positive. The one on on Union, no, not Union, on Transit, kind of approaching Genesee, kind of near the airport. Like that might be Depew. Where's why can't I think of it? The fancy Salvatore's Italian Gardens. Is that Depew or is that Lancaster? Because there's a Tops right near there. That one might be Depew too. Sabres Tops Depew. 2 meet and greets. Depew Tops. 4777 Transit Road. All right. Taylor Pyatt. Alesh Kodalik. Oh no. My wife loves Alesh Kodalik. She likes him better than me. Pominville. Dumont Hashtvanik. How about this? My God. So tomorrow, today's the 13th? Not tomorrow. The 15th. The 15th, we've got South Park in Hamburg. Taylor Pyatt. God, his eyes are pretty. His eyes are prettier than Marty Perron's. It's crazy. Damn handsome man, Taylor Pyatt. Alesh Kodalik has my wife's heart. Much more than I do. And then Jason Pominville. Who doesn't love Jason Pominville? They're all going to be from 2:30 to 3:30 at the Hamburg Tops on South Park Ave. And then that's Thursday. And Friday, as pointed out in the chat, we've got J.P. Dumont, Jochen Hecht, and Thomas Vanek all available at the, they're calling it the Depew location, so now I have to look that up. 4777 Transit Road. 4777 Transit Road, Depew. Let's find out. That's the Cheektowaga-ish one. Which is on Transit, right where French Road ends, right near my stomping grounds of Southline Little League. But yeah, all right. Well, that's cool. I'm still bothered that nobody called me about any of this, but I'll let it slide. All right. What else is open on my screen? Wrote that down. I wrote this down, and I don't even know that I want to say. I watched Trevor Lawrence's post-game press conference, and I felt bad for hating him as much as I hate him. He seemed cool. So I'll just throw that in there. I mean, he's gone now. He's not a part of our season anymore as fans of the NFL. But I liked him a lot better after listening to him speak. And maybe I should give more people a chance. I hate how he looks. I hate it. His overall point, and I don't know what's going on with that team, but his overall point was how it's never going to be the same team again, and that's true. Like any team, whether it's a little league team, I just think about like travel baseball. Somebody asked me, like, how's Nate's team? Like, I don't know. They lost 4 kids, and they've got 4 new kids who might be great, or they might not be, and the chemistry might be off, and I don't know what's going to happen. And that's just with the little league team. He's 11. But then you think about an NFL team, like, yeah, we thought we had something here, and it's not going to be the same group next year. A lot of us will be back, but it's not going to be exactly the same. And it's kind of heartbreaking to think about just in life. Like, no, it's not going to be this group. I was thinking about, going to school, and I wasn't a senior yet, but we lost, I'm a junior, and a bunch of my friends were graduating, and it sucked. No, we're still tight, and it's cool. Many, many years later, we're still coming up on 30-year reunion for college for me, and I'm still tight with a ton of the dudes, so it's fine. But it was very sad because it was, we're going to come back next year. We're going to be seniors. It'll be cool. But all the guys that were seniors are going to be gone. That sucks. I mean, you just think about that with any team, anywhere. Professional, college, little league. It's not going to be the same next year. You think it is. You're planning on it. But then it's just not. Like, it falls apart. Somebody just drifts away. Somebody goes to a different team. Somebody retires. Somebody graduates. Whatever it is. It's just not the same. So, I don't know. It was like I had a moment hanging out listening to Trevor Lawrence, watching Trevor Lawrence speak with his ridiculous hair, and his capri pants, his wedding ring on the wrong hand. I wrote down Romo bad, Brady good. I love, and we're going to get him again. We're going to get the CBS crew for the Bills game this week. this Saturday. And usually I'm like, hello, friends. Like, yeah, hey, Jim. How's it going? Jim Nance. I welcome Jim Nance into my living room. And Tony Romo as well. I thought Tony Romo was horrible the other day. And it doesn't make me not like Romo. That in the moment, he just was so often, he sounded like me. Like he would start making a point and then it would never get to the point. And then he'd just stop talking because there was another play. And it just kept happening. And it was weird. I didn't like it. I didn't feel comfortable with Romo the other day. On the other hand, Tom Brady, who used to be the most annoying human being on the face of the earth to me, has become all right as a broadcaster. Like now that he's just chilled out, he's not forcing it anymore. He's just hanging out. He did a thing in must have been the Bears game, right? Was the Bears? Whatever game he was calling, it was windy where he was. Maybe I'm thinking Bears because of Windy City, even though I know that doesn't refer to actual wind. It refers to political rhetoric. It's not the point. Whatever game Brady did, he did a demonstration, and it didn't feel forced. It was exactly right. He was talking about how to throw a football in wind and how you hold it and how you want to have a C shape instead of a whatever it was. And he's holding the ball, and you hold it here, and if it points up, you're going to get lost in the wind, so you got to have it down, and so you need to. It was awesome. It was real quick, but it was good. And I thought, I like this guy. I don't know why I wrote down braces on my sheet. I wrote down McDonald's. Oh, here's why I wrote down McDonald's double cheeseburger. I get a text from my son who was upstairs. Like, I'm in the basement. He's on the second floor. So, like, we're two floors away. And he says, Dad, if I order food from McDonald's, will you take me to get it? And I said, well, sorry. If I order food from McDonald's, I'm going to get the $5 meal or $5.50 meal, which is double cheeseburger plus nuggets plus fries plus drink for $5.50. Pretty good deal. He's like, but I have a thing for a free Big Mac. So if you take me, you can have the double cheeseburger. And I was like, hell yeah. And I don't typically, and I've talked about this before, my kids want McDonald's all the time. And usually, even if my wife wants it, like the whole family other than me wants McDonald's, there's a Mighty Taco right across the street. So, like, I'm going to go to two places. I'll get your food, and then I'm going to get my food. It's going to be different. But yesterday, it was, hey, can you take me there? I'll give you a double cheeseburger. So my son has never offered me anything before, ever. So I took him up on it. And I got to say, having not had McDonald's in a long time, double cheeseburger, pretty good, man. Like, I enjoyed it. And it wasn't a whole meal. I wasn't even hungry. But, man, they're doing something right over there. Those burgers. I know, like, it's not cool. Be like, yeah, I had McDonald's, and it was delicious. But I had a McDonald's double cheeseburger yesterday, and I was surprisingly impressed by what they offered me. And that's all I got. Is he ordering with his own money in the app? Yeah, I think he is. He doesn't have a lot of money, but he does have like a Venmo card or something. So typically, like, there's a McDonald's. They could stop at McDonald's on their way home from school. It's like a quarter mile from the school. And walking home, if you just don't come down our street and you just turn right, you can go to McDonald's. And so that often happens where, like, yeah, I'll be home half an hour later than normal because I'm going to McDonald's with my friends. And if they do that, typically, I've not done this yet, but I guess my wife has, she can put money on his Venmo card for him. Also, the kids both, like I have two, I have three. They all got McDonald's gift cards for Christmas. So it might have been that. But yeah, I didn't have to spend any money. I just had to drive to McDonald's, which is right around the corner, no big deal. If the weather was better, he would have just walked, I think, but it was, rainy or something. It was yuck. So I took him and I got a free double cheeseburger out of it. My kid got me a cheeseburger. That's something. That's new. I've never received a thing from any of my kids. They've done nothing. 13 years of having kids. It's the first time any of them ever gave me anything, which is nice. It was nice. Venmo does offer a debit card and real bank account nowadays. Yeah, right. Yeah, he's got a Venmo card. That was like a thing. All right, I'm done. 11:57, close enough. I'm shutting it down. I'll play a song or two. If you're interested, you want to stick around for that. I want to remind you, at the top of the chat is a link to tickets for Brain Vault, the new trivia venture happening 2 weeks from today. First one will be 2 weeks from today, the 27th of January at the Kaz in South Buffalo. I encourage you to attend. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I got a lot of work to do to get ready for it, and I've got a meeting today at 1 regarding that as well. So we're going to clean up how dumb I look a little bit with the help of a sponsor, if they say yes. If they say no, then we'll find a different sponsor. But I think they're going to say yes. I think we're going to have a new friend of the program that I'm not going to announce today because they haven't agreed yet. But once they do, we'll talk about it. Got 2 weeks to get ready for show number 1 of Brain Vault at the Kaz, featuring me and friends and you and trivia and lights and sound and fun. Can't wait. All right, that's it for today. Thank you very much for listening, participating, especially new people jumping in. Those of you who come into this show from the GR chat stuff, I love that you guys are doing that. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. While you're here, go buy tickets for the Kaz. Come to the Kaz 2 weeks from today. All right, I'm out. I'm going to put on a song and then just walk away from this joint. I'm going to go take a shower. So I have a big, important meeting about making me look less terrible. Thanks. Bye.